And you are back on the Tortoise and Hare experience. You just heard the song Foreplay. And we are coming off of what an experience.
Man, this has been an amazing show. A lot of fun. I was so excited to have Phil and Daniel here, and equally excited to have Sonny here. And
Thank you.
But I do miss Isabel, and having.
I know. She's been working a lot.
Yes.
And when we do that good together, so obviously we represent together.
Yes.
Next time I will bring her.
Yes, please.
Can just hang out.
Just for our eyes.
Right, exactly.
She's so gorgeous. It's ridiculous.
And as in every experience, we also like to start it off with an experience. So, Max, you can go ahead and start it off.
Yeah, so over this past week, on Friday, I did a film. And this film is it's crazy good. It's crazy, crazy good. And it's with all of the super large, bigger than life, deader than life horror icons. So there's Danny Trejo and Bill Moseley and Brink Stevens and Felissa Rose and Tiffany Sheffis and just Alyssa Dowling. It's so many huge horror icons, and Kane Hodder. It's like, Jason. So I am beyond excited that I'm in this film. And I was doing this part where I'm in, like a hospital gown,
right?
Which is, not much material, and
it's a gown.
Yeah, it's a gown, and I'm in this very cold room, and then I'm half naked for most of the time, and I caught a terrible cold, and up until this point, I have not been able to speak all weekend. I've been flat on my back and just not been able to breathe or anything. And my doctor, Dr. Willis, sent over some sort of magic in a box. And I took a couple this morning, and I'm able to talk today. I don't know how I'm going to feel later, but he works with Steven Tyler and a lot of the big stars, and gets them able to stuff. So you're able to perform,
right,
and even if it's only for a few hours, you have that magic. So thank you, Dr. Willis. So that's my experience.
Okay. Well, my experience has been I've been going through what I like to call a bread end renaissance in my life. Where I work, we accumulate so many bread ends, and they're just like they're like they don't want to they just want to throw them away,
My gosh.
So I'm like, dude, I'll take them home. I'm
making
like
bread bowls.
So I've been making mini pizzas with these bread ends in the oven, and it's turning out really delicious,
That's a nice idea.
See?
Yeah, and it's, I feel like bread ends represent a lot, in our lives. Just to, everybody's so consumed with everything else that when the bread ends are left, everyone just likes to throw them away and it's like, dude, but it's still bread. You could still do something with it.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing that and making little bread and peanut butter jelly sandwiches. It's been really a fun experience.
To make a stew so you can sop the gravy up.
Oh yeah, definitely. All the food that I make, there's always that extra little juice, and usually I try to recycle that juice and put it in rice so that my rice gets flavored. Then everything else that's left, I just sop up with that bread end, and voila.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
We call it in Italian. We call it scarpetta.
That's what you call bread ends?
Scarpetta. Well, you take the bread, and then when you have something left, like some sauce around and everything, you hear it like that. Some people do it on pasta. Some people do it with meat.
Yeah.
Italians
can't go 4 seconds without bread in their hand.
True. That's true. Which kind of suck in a way because you're stuck with that. But I mean, we have good food.
Yeah. Do you like bread ends? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Do you guys like bread ends?
I don't eat bread.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It has gluten, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gluten free.
I like extra gluten in my bread.
Gluten. I'm gonna do it in my Italian accent.
Yeah.
Gluten.
Glutens.
So that's the experience. I've just been, recycling food and not even recycling. I've just been using it, and that's really helped me. Not saying that I don't have that much food at my house, but I only do like a week's supply of food, if that. And I do what I like to call bulk cooking. Just throw everything in a crock pot, and then I'm set for like 5 days of food.
Yeah.
So, but having bread ends now just makes it a little bit more fun at night or whatever. My favorite breakfast that I'm doing right now is bread end, cream cheese, tomatoes, and cucumbers.
Wow.
Those are finger sandwiches.
Sounds good. Breakfast at what time?
I usually wake up about 10 or 11.
Good.
So that for me, that's breakfast, and I'll do a little cup of tea, and
Are you English? Because that's very, very. That's a high noon delicacy.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's high tea.
That's why I was
High
curious
tea.
about the time, because I'm like.
Well,
Right?
I work late, so I get off late. So
Right.
and then if I decide to go out, I'm not coming home till 3, sometimes 4 in the morning.
Then you get drunk. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then I'm still like up in party mode.
Right.
So then I throw a little party in my room.
Right.
By myself.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
No, it's fun. I love the parties in my room. I do some epic parties just by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that go? Explain that.
Okay, so
I want to know more about it.
oh, dude, one time we'll do a party in my room. Like what I like to do is on my TV, I have this thing called Chromecast. This is there's Apple TVs, there's like Roku boxes and stuff like that.
Right.
And for me, as a lot of you guys know, I cut the cord a long time ago. I really don't have TV, but what I love now is there's all these apps. So there's this YouTube that's pretty big, right?
Right.
So on YouTube, you can send anything from your phone to your TV. So I go and I find concerts, and then I just throw them on my TV because that's all the surround sound, and then I just pretend like I'm at the concert and I have a bunch of booze and stuff,
Really?
and I'm just like
Do you
there.
have the
That's
lighter,
awesome.
lighter.
That's
and you're
awesome.
Like,
See, I have a hard time to entertain myself. So when I hear stories like this, I love it. I should take something out of it. So
Well,
Yeah.
you can't entertain yourself anymore because you have a child.
Oh yeah.
So it's like constant entertaining the child.
Exactly. But it's fun. I mean, when I hear people that, like, for example, Isabella is completely different than I am. She's like, she can stay by herself. She can entertain herself. I just can't. I need to be always around people. Kind of like, let's do something. They're like, oh, we're leaving. I'm like, no, please don't leave. I'm one of those persons. I need to be around people. I have like a hard time to.
That's a very Italian thing. Italians
love. I don't know. I have like some friends from Italy in town. They live here too. They're fine by themselves. I guess for me it's enough being by myself while I write music.
Mm-hmm.
When I write music, and so other than that, I just like to be with people.
Yeah.
I love like having dinners together. Just like happy hours, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I stay alone, it's just like it makes me kind of depressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking about your songwriting, you're more of a storyteller than anything else because you always have, this epic thing to say. It's like, the last, you're on your single on the video that you just shot.
Right. Yeah.
Was that for foreplay?
Well, we did just like
Yeah.
foreplay, and then we did a lyric video for Down and Dairy
Mm-hmm.
before this, and
Yeah, I love that. I'm choking to death.
Take your time. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, I'm enjoying the. I'm enjoying this.
It's like,
It's really
I'm
going on,
enjoying
people. It's really happening. So you just did the foreplay.
right, last night. Yeah, we shot it yesterday, like afternoon, evening, till later night. It was fun with Timothy Gear. He's like a friend of ours, and we wanted to shoot a video clip together already for
Right.
That Good. Didn't happen because of schedule, different schedule, so it didn't happen. And we kept talking like, we'll do it, we'll make it happen. And now I'm just like, hey, let's get together, let's talk about it. We wanted to do something, as we call, quick and dirty. Of course.
Hence foreplay.
Right. Which
Well-
exactly, it fits perfectly. And it actually happened, and it was really, really cool. Isabella helped us a lot. She actually had the idea for the video. Um, Rekka Nicholson, our really good friend, she was in the video too. She was pretty much like the main actress, let's say, with me, and it was fun. It was really good, you know. It's just that then Isabella, she was just running here and there because after preschool she had to pick up the baby, and then the baby was around while we were shooting, and then she had to leave, and then the battery of my car went down, so a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, it was a little complicated but fun, definitely, yeah.
So now that your solo stuff is out there, are you excited now?
Well, yeah,
It's
here's
been a long process, you know.
well, here's the thing. Like I was doing white pulp before doing the That Good, which I was writing the music anyway. But I kind of got tired of pretending to go out as a band when it was myself anyway. The thing about going solo is not because you think you're better than anyone else. It's just because it's so hard out there to find people that can share the same passion the way you have it, at least the way I have it. To have the same vision, it's really, really hard. And so I was just like, might as well to go out with my name. I'm like, since I do everything anyway, and then obviously I have the band live, which is sad in a way because I'm, like I said before, I like to be with people. So I actually enjoy rehearsing with people and everything else. But because of the schedule, like now having a baby, I don't have the same time as before. So it is really hard. People don't even imagine how hard it is to keep a band together.
Oh yeah.
People that are not in the music business, they just don't understand.
No.
They just like put a band together, and you're like, okay, it's really hard. The the older you get, the worse, in my opinion. Because people have
Right.
people have different expectation. They have all of us are busy like doing things, and then when you write your own music, it is really hard to find someone just being excited for it. Because even if they are, they just show up and be like, hey, I didn't do anything for it, so don't count on me for anything. And I'm not like that. I was in the dark with Brandon. You guys remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't write the music for the dark, and I was extremely excited about it. And I was promoting the shows. I was going to rehearse. I wasn't getting paid for rehearse. I was booking shows anyway. It's just the excitement. It doesn't matter if you don't write the music in first person. You can be part of something without being always the fucking leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because you that is my point of view. Because I look at it that way, I kind of hope that people look at it the same way, but that's really hard. So it was a long process in a way to decide to go out by myself. The EP itself took me 3 weeks to do it,
Oh wow.
so that was quick. That was quick. Having my daughter coming in and out of the room, obviously, so that kind of like slow it down a little bit. I'm really quick. I'm
I don't know if you should be broadcasting that. No,
Yeah.
He's not like you.
I mean, depends from what we're talking about, but being Italian, I don't want to start on that.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm really glad and thankful that It's not hard for me to write music. It comes really easy, So knock on wood, I hope it's gonna keep going like that. Comes easy. Now the hardest part is that recording everything yourself,
Yeah.
because I don't have an engineer there with me. So I need to engineer, record, work on it, and it's hard. I mean, it's fun at the end of the
Right.
song. 'Cause you're like, oh yeah, I did it. That's cool. That's cool. But the process sometimes can be a little stressful.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough that Isabella took over with the baby for like 3 weeks, literally, except for here and there when she was coming in the room, like I said. But she took care of it, of her, for the whole time, so that allowed me to do it because I can't really multitask and jump from one thing and another one. If I'm doing that, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's very difficult to do anything with children.
yeah, it can get like hard.
That's what, like Phil was saying earlier, that he's trying to paint a picnic table this morning,
Right.
and his son was painting him at the same time. And that's like the story of your life because, whenever I was writing a children's series and movie when I had my kids, and it was constant. You have to get up, you have to change, your state of being, and,
It's just
it's
like
very hard.
your lifestyle. For some people, I know some people that never really live a crazy lifestyle. But even if it wasn't crazy, let's say they were just like more or less without the kid, their life didn't really change a lot. Yes, you have more responsibilities on your shoulder, but they were used to, which helps a lot, to go to bed early,
Yeah.
to have a normal schedule. So that obviously helps a lot. Now, I didn't quite live like that for for the majority of my life. So that was a big change. Now I'm used to it. I mean, believe it or not, I can go to bed at 4, but I wake up at 6:45.
Really?
It's just like we both, Isabella and I, we both went in this. Um, I don't know. It's just like a habit. I mean, something that we kind of force ourselves at the beginning, and then now it's natural. I don't need like an alarm or anything like that. I'm just gonna wake up automatically. Yesterday night I went to bed at 2:30. This morning 6:30 I was awake, which makes me destroyed now.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it's
that it catches up with you later on in your life. I raised my kids like studio
right.
babies, so they were up all the time. They never had a bedtime, and they still have no idea how to go to sleep in a proper way.
Right.
So
Okay.
There is no proper way
well, that's
to
why
go to
Danny
sleep.
she smokes so much weed because she has to wind herself down
Right.
to go to sleep.
Well, what we did, it was like we tried to put her on a schedule, which we were pretty successful about it. We were just like, by 8:30 in the evening, she needs to be in bed so that we can actually chill out a little bit and enjoy
Yeah,
the
have
time. And
time.
it actually happened. Plus, we got lucky because she started sleeping through the night almost, like she was probably 3 months old, 3.5.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that is awesome. On the other
And
hand,
rare.
you paid back for everything else because
Are you
she's
excited about having kids someday? too?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see you're really
Excited to have
excited about the
sex.
topic.
Like,
I'm like, I'm excited to have sex.
I see you're.
Riveting stuff. I'm
Oh
sure.
man.
there. It's a very cool thing to have children.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and especially for entertainers because you get so locked in to this world.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for women especially to think, okay, I'm gonna have to like risk my body,
True.
and
True.
what if it never goes back? And what if I have a problem and all of these things that goes through your mind, and how am I going to take care of a baby, and it's going to take away my spotlight, and because in entertainment that's all you're focused on is your next project, your next recording, your next tour,
Exactly.
your next film, and it's you get in that mental state of
Well, that's exactly what happened to us. For example, for that good.
yeah.
I mean, we have pretty much a full album that is ready, but we don't want to go out till we're gonna be able to tour.
Right.
See, in almost 3 years, we accomplished a lot of things, but we couldn't make it happen to include the touring in that. That was just like insane, because money wise, because you need a nanny at that point. If you live for 3 weeks.
Nanny slash roadie. I'm telling you.
Well, that's
you
true,
combine a-
but
Yeah.
it's just like. Plus, it's like, for example, for me, I have like this mind frame. If I'm doing something, like I said, I want to go 100%. I don't want to leave it with stress, right? She's too little, unless, like I said, we are financially okay under that point of view. To have just someone. To be honest with you, I'm not the kind of person that I would like to go 2 or 3 weeks out there playing shows and having the kid with me for several reasons. I mean, one of those is that we're not U2. We don't have like 5-star hotel with someone being there. I mean, you sleep on someone's couch most of the time. So it's just the way it is, to save on cost and everything. And yeah, we couldn't manage that. We will because we really want to do it. But still, like, it was stressful, like you were saying, because you're focusing on everything that you want to do. What's your next project?
Right.
And for a while, you just got to slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm coming out now again. I played like 2 or 3 shows last year. But then other than that, I just didn't want to do it because I didn't feel like it was the right, the right
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a big decision
Oh,
to
yeah.
make. Like, when is the proper time to
Exactly.
do things? And
I'll tell you a great decision. Let's do another song.
That's always a good decision.
What do you want to do, Max? We have all these songs to
you
pick
know what?
from. I just want to show you
love,
my notes
Love
and how
will
cool they are.
Love
Love
will
will
never
never
die.
never die if you spice it up with narcotics, because I think I need some narcotics right now because
Right.
I'm like dying over here. You know, like I said earlier, the meds only were to like get you through a certain amount of time for
Right,
a
and then-
performance, and now I'm like, I need
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
That's how they
I'm a
get you.
junkie.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, right. They roped you in.
Yep.
I hope it was natural stuff. I don't even know.
You don't even know.
Who
Great.
knows?
I don't even
Smart.
know. I'm
Smart,
just like,
Max.
I'm
As
just
long as it
trusting
gets
him.
you through.
Yeah.
You just heard "Love Will Never Die If You Spice It Up with Narcotics." Is that a true statement? Is that what's going on with you and your lover? You wanted to spice things up, so you brought some narcotics.
No, now.
No, not now.
No, we never. To be honest with you, we never needed it. It's just like that. It's something that I notice talking with certain people. I believe that in certain relationships, some drugs can work out sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, they
That's
can.
awesome.
But you gotta know how to do drugs. Not
What-
everyone
what
can do
kind of
that.
drugs?
I mean, all sorts of drugs, I
Like-
guess.
I would imagine like an,
Uppers.
ecstasy, stuff like that.
Yeah, you can do that. A bunch of mollies too can be good.
Yeah.
You know, it really depends if you can deal with that. You know, I'm not saying you have to abuse of it, but I'm not saying that it's bad either. You know,
Maybe that was the problem with my marriage. I should have done drugs.
No, don't do this.
I'm just
well, here's the thing.
Don't do
So before
Put it in
someone's
my
gonna, because I already got someone that is like, I got a couple of messages because down under the song, it's like, how can you see that you want to see somebody die? I mean, I don't want to go that much into it. I'm not saying like people should do drugs. I'm just saying that if you know how to do drugs for someone can work out, can be actually a good thing. So that wasn't necessarily related to my relationship with Isabella, but I've noticed that talking with different people that it was good for some of them to actually spice up a little bit the relationship using narcotics. And plus, I like to play with lyrics a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
I just like it.
I like the I am God. That was like, oh man, he is owning that. You were owning that.
It's just like some not in all the songs, but certain songs literally like you got the lyrics right there. It's just about playing around with them. Sometimes they don't necessarily make sense either, which is called like this. It's like this cut up theory. Cut up theory, like Bowie was doing it. I mean, a lot of people were doing it, and it's just like putting whole sentences together, and sometimes they don't even make sense. Eno was doing a lot of that, with his cards too. He was going in studio. He had I believe they were called like the obliquous cards. He was going in studio and he had these cards. He was opening one, right? He was just picking one up. Whatever he said, like, I don't know, be excited, for example, right? To be inspired towards writing music. I like that kind of process. I don't necessarily write all the time about, oh, this happened to me, or this happened to that person. Or I take something out of a story and then I play around with words. That's why I love to give certain titles sometimes. That happens when I'm buzzed too, though.
Yeah.
Right.
When I'm buzzed, I take the phone right away. I have so many notes that are crazy. And most of the time, I write the lyrics before the songs. Or I write the titles before the song. That's what happened with Coma. I had the name. I was like, Coma. Because I just felt like it was fitting a specific period of my life. And I just felt like that. And then I'm like, okay, and then what? Then I started having like names coming out, I had actually 20. And some of them ended up being actual songs, I like it. It's fun.
How does your solo project differ from the Dead Good stuff?
It is different because with that good, I usually work. First of all, I start from the guitar. It's a riff. Or I can even have like the song, let's say, almost done. But then I give it to Isabella. I don't want to think about the melody, the vocal melody. So she works on that. And then we arrive to a conclusion together. So it's not everything on me, which if it's good sometimes, with my own stuff, it's like I said earlier, it's all by myself. So she actually did on, I believe on Down and Dirty, she did some backing vocals in the verses, but it's not like we were working together on it.
Yeah.
While that good is like, okay, what do we want to do for this album, for example? Which direction we want to take? Sometimes we just let it go, play around, and see what happens. Some other times she has a vision or I have a vision, and we try to let it work out together. So it is different. It is different, and musically wise too. I mean, the kind of music is completely
Yes,
different.
this is much heavier.
Yeah, this is heavier. There's a lot of synthesizer, a lot of programmings, like a lot of different kind of guitars. With that good is mainly one big guitar. It's not that distorted. Like it's not like a lead guitar. It's more like a crunchy. And I use a bunch of pedals with her, and it's just mainly like this big tone and her voice. And I just sing here and there.
There's one of my very favorite bands is called Nine Electric.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, I know that.
this new stuff reminds me a lot of them.
Or what they're doing.
Yes.
I
yeah.
didn't check out the new stuff, but I heard them. I actually saw them playing, I believe, at the Viper Room once.
Yeah, they're really,
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
About to go on tour
Mhm.
with their new record.
Cool.
So that's awesome.
Speaking of awesome, you cut off your hair. You had such beautiful hair,
Yeah.
and you
But you
cut
look
it
hot.
off.
You look so hot.
I don't know.
Yes.
You,
Oh,
you,
no,
you,
yeah.
you
What do you
had
mean?
great.
Oh, his face is
You had
beautiful.
great hair, man.
Beautiful face.
Come on, man. Give me some credit. I'm feeling confident.
I'm going to eat some soup while you
Yeah.
talk about his.
Yeah, yeah. I
You know,
cut
What
off
was the
my
decision
hair.
to do that? That's extremely drastic, man.
Drastic. Well, that's how I am. That's just how I am, I was, I remember it was at home. I was working on something and I just look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I need something drastic. I'm just tired, like really tired. Plus, that has to do with the fact that I have a couple of friends around me now that are bald. So
That's like a new thing, right?
I mean, yeah, in some way, yeah. In some way, you just don't have hair. So, it's like you need to find a way. But, I just was hanging out with them and, they were just like, dude, I just showered, bam, done.
Yeah.
I don't need to dry my hair and everything, and I'm really lazy under that point of view. So I was kind of like, that would be cool. That would be cool. And then I remember telling Isabella and a couple of friends, I'm like, what do you think? She's like, I don't know. I think you look good, but I still like the hair like that and blah, blah, blah. And one day, I just, one moment to the other one, I called her. I'm like, hey, got it, you know? And it was drastic, but, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I think, for people who have, kind of epic hair, like Dan Reed, Dan had hair like down to his waist for most of his career.
Mhm.
And then he went to India and he came back and he was on tour with Bon Jovi. So speaking of Bon Jovi, he was opening for them. And, in a split second, he was a totally different look. And, so people were like, wow, what's happened to you? Your music is going to change now. So it's like,
right. Well, I mean,
you
it is
know.
it is a big change, For if you are used to, especially, I kept that cut for so long, so it's just like it is a big change because you're used to see you don't have anything else anymore. It's just your face,
Right.
you know.
But you were almost halfway there because you had the whole side.
That's true, but still, I did that
security,
like
a little security
exactly.
blanket.
You said it
Like
exactly.
this is a security blanket. He's got security fuzz.
See, you're there and you're like, okay, I still have like, I have something,
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you got it and you're like, man, the first 2 days I had a little bit of a hard time. It's not like I was like, what did I do? But almost, I was just in front of the mirror and I'm like, man. And then third day I just woke up and I'm like, love it.
Yeah.
Go to the gym, come back home, bam, done. And it's, so it's comfortable and I like it. So I'm like, why not?
Yeah, and you can do like a lot of different things. You can decorate,
You could decorate.
crystals.
Yeah.
You can do advertising.
You can do some
you know?
painting here, you never know.
Yeah, you
know?
know.
So you're gonna keep it like this for a while. You're not. You there's nothing.
The
that's-
problem that I have with myself is that I can't make long-term commitments with anything but my girlfriend and my kid. I can't make long commitments with anything else. It's just like my mind. I'm excited about different things, so things need to happen soon. Like right now, let's soak it and let's do everything we can for that. Otherwise, I have a hard time. So I might tell you, oh yeah, I'm sure we'll go for 2 years, and then I'll put on extension next week.
Yeah.
So I can't answer to that. It's just like, but it's just like my music, like everything I do. I have a hard time sometimes to keep it together. Like hold tight, it's gonna be fine. Because I like different things, and it shows the fact too that I like to play different instruments. Like now I'm into piano. No, it's just piano. Then
Okay.
2 weeks ago it was just drums. Yeah, I kept going like to the rehearsal spot. The guy's like, "You play everything?" I'm like, "Pretty much." I'm like, I get 1 week here, 2 weeks there. I get excited for different things, which I don't know how cool that is, but I mean, I gotta deal with myself in a way. I don't
Well,
know.
it says a lot. It says that you have extreme talent to be able to do that. To
Well,
pick up
thank you.
and
The thing is, I was always excited. Like since I was a kid, when I was listening to a song, I was never able to focus on one thing. It's like the brain splits, and I'm like bass, guitar, piano, keys, drums, And so I started as a drummer actually, but then I wanted to do more because I was just like, the drummer doesn't get to sing or can do backing vocals, and I'm like, but I actually have melodies. And so I moved on into other instruments, and now I'm going back, kind of like picking up what I left behind, like drums, like piano, which I would love to learn, like for real, because I didn't study it, so I just go by here.
yeah.
And it is exciting. It's good. It's just sometimes your brain is kind of like, what am I doing? Just like I'm jumping here and there. It's fun and allows me to write my own stuff without calling anyone else.
Right.
So you can do everything the way you want to, but sometimes it can be going back to his question. Are you gonna keep your hair like this? I really don't know. It's just like it's like playing piano, playing drums, whatever comes.
Have you thought about recording all those different things and then you're essentially tracking yourself.
Pretty much.
Without knowing. Have
Yeah.
you thought about just recording all that stuff and then just seeing if anything like could fit together? Is that weird?
I didn't think like that because here is the funny story. Like depending on the instrument that I play, let's say like this. If I play bass, I like to play a certain kind of music. If I play drum, I like to play another kind of music. Same goes for guitar. Guitar and bass actually go the same. Piano goes completely different, and the voice can go around
Right.
all of them, all right. But all the instruments, I don't think they could really fit together. It's just like one day I wake up and I like to play a song from, I don't know, like there's a song that I really like. It's called Orange County Suite from Jim Morrison. It was like from the Lost Tape, I believe. I mean, how do you put that with Queens of the Stone Age, or Nine Inch Nails? It literally goes week by week, and I just enjoy what comes. I would like to track everything I do, but that's kind of hard because I can't record drums at home. I can just program them at home. So I just enjoy to go and play.
There's always a click track.
No, you know what?
I can't, yeah, but I can't, I mean, even I should go in a studio, yeah, and record and everything, but that's money too, and so, I mean, Isabella allows me to do things till a certain point. She's like,
course.
dude, you gotta chill out.
There's these great pads that we used on Dan Reed's record, and it sounds, and I hate to say this, but it sounds exactly like a drummer, like a live drummer,
Mhm.
and you can do so much.
Oh, yeah.
Just right, So I highly recommend that.
It's just like, as of right now, like for DCP, I didn't record real drums. Those are all programmed. I would have loved to, but like I said, it's a lot of work. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well-
it's just like putting everything together is just like more work. And so, see, I love like going in a studio, having the experience of recording everything live. But sometimes, right now, it comes really in handy, like the fact that you can do everything yourself
Yes.
with a computer. I'm not saying it's supposed to substitute the real person all the time. I record everything live except for the drum because, like I said, it's hard sometimes. So I try to do my best to let it sound like a drummer. And other than that, I just go heavy with electronic for this kind of music.
Well, next time you can do a live record and do what Phil and Daniel are doing with 12 different drummers.
No, don't do
Which
that.
is
That's
insane.
ridiculous.
Isn't that
That's-
amazing?
It's
That's
amazing,
crazy.
but
Yeah.
it's
crazy.
definitely a
I
challenge.
I can't wait to to see it and to hear it.
Yeah, especially because a drummer can literally change the whole sound of the band. Like, think about Smashing Pumpkins, for example. Now that you were saying that, I thought, I love Jimmy Chamberlain. Like, I think that was a drummer. Now he's back with them, even though I don't look at Smashing Pumpkins like I used to. But that was the drummer.
Yeah.
Once that was out of the band, I lost the interest. Same was for Pearl Jam. They used to have Dave Abruzzese on drum. That was the drummer, to me.
Yeah.
So 12 different drummers, I mean, it must be exciting, in a certain way. In another one, I don't know if I'll be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
hard
crazy.
because a drummer literally gives you the groove.
Right.
So when you find one that is good, I'll stick with that, to be honest with you. But I bet it's exciting.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine, as a producer, even having that, capability of having those amazing drummers on one record is like, what?
Right, right.
Nice.
What was the point of them? I didn't hear that before.
They just wanted different drummers to play,
For each song.
each different one.
Cool.
So it's
Definitely an experience.
Yeah.
definitely.
Totally.
Definitely. And the best ones in the world, other than they didn't get Jonathan Mover and they should have.
Well, I mean, there's always the next album.
And Eric Valentine.
Next album. Or we can,
Steve Ferraro.
get him on Sonny's. He
Yeah.
needs a drummer. We know a few.
Yeah, we know drummers.
I actually have. I've been seeing guys like to talk about the EP live, okay? Because with my manager, we are already booking shows far ahead now. Technically, I have the band, but I just don't wanna go out with someone that I'm partially confident,
Right.
especially for this kind of music, because in a way it's really easy. In a way, in another one, it's like every musician needs to have something special if you wanna bring it live in a certain way. It's not an acoustic band, There's a lot going on. So yeah, I mean, let's see how it's gonna be. The guys I know now, I like some of them, so I'm pretty much just rehearsing right now. I'm playing with them, and I know by when I'll be ready, but I can't tell you right now who's gonna be in it because it's literally like there's 2 or 3 drummers here and 2 guitar players. We're talking about it, and see what's best.
Well, we're excited to hear it.
Hell yeah. Off air, Max was eating some soup.
Yes, I was. It's delicious.
Are you Sonny? Are you a soup person? You
Not
like soup?
really. Sometimes, just if I'm sick, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Just if I'm sick, though.
I
Otherwise,
eat soup all the time. And yesterday, Larry Thomas, who plays the soup Nazi on Seinfeld, came over and made me soup.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so nice.
What do you make you?
Soup.
Just soup in general.
Yeah.
There's probably chicken in there. I want to say. Can you eat chicken? I don't know.
Yeah, I can. I try not to, being,
Sometimes.
Yeah. I'll try to do everything vegan.
Right. So basically, you're just eating water.
Well, but I it's good water.
Yeah. You know what? It's weird. I'm not a soup person, but I am a cereal person. If that
You're a
makes
cereal
sense.
person.
I like cereal, I could do cereal. I don't consider cereal soup, although it has kind of like the same properties, except
right.
you're replacing the water with milk. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Yeah, but it was very nice.
I'm sure.
We got a nice picture of him with the tray
Preparing,
with the soup, and I actually got soup, but it would be no soup for you.
Definitely. Right now you're eating tortilla.
Tortilla.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vegetables.
Just Matt's good.
Yeah, there's more.
No, I'm okay, thank you.
I might
But
do.
it's
I
Matt's
might
good.
do some on the way
Yeah.
home and like pour some in this cup for the way. As a matter of fact, I do have a cup in my car that I can do. I've been really into like not, and I think I've had this conversation. I'm not into plastics.
Mm-hmm.
So like all my ex bottles of jars, all my ex jars, that like right now I have It's funny. I just bought jelly, and I bought it because of the jar. The jar was like really cool, and I was like, man, I could use this jar for a cup. I can use this jar for.
Oh, is that the one with the pictures on it?
No.
Do
This
you
is
remember those when you were a kid? Do you remember? You get the jelly jar with the pictures.
We have that with Nutella.
yeah with Nutella.
In Italy, we have that with Nutella. Yeah.
So I've just been obsessed with like jars and using them as different things. So I have a jar in my car that I had with tea that I was supposed to bring out, and I was supposed to freeze it real quick, and have that for the ride home. Because anytime I come, I always think about the drive home. I'm never thinking about. I'm like, this already happened in my head. It already happened, and it was great. Now it's like, okay, now the ride home. What do I have to do to mentally prepare for the drive home?
Right.
So yeah, I might actually take you up on that offer. That might be a nice drive home. Just drinking soup.
A little bit.
Yeah, listening. Yeah, I'm already listening to the radio, listening to the Dodger game that's happening. It's always fun. Well, maybe that's my way of like decompressing from the show.
From the excitement of actual people in your life.
Yeah, it's true. You know, it's funny because like you were saying that like that you like to surround yourself with people, right?
Right.
And
I mean, not everyone.
Right.
You know, it's just like, but I tend to like to have people around a little bit.
I do too, but it's funny that I get thrown in so much solitary situations. You know,
Like what?
like for example, like at home, I can go maybe even a day, maybe 2 days without even talking to anybody, without even using my voice.
Jesus Christ, I would die.
You know, it's funny. Like messages, I'm lucky to get one message a day. I've only been receiving messages lately because Mother's Day is so close. So my brother and my sister are like, hey, what are we doing?
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that's like the most contact I've ever
There's a
had.
bigger communication around Mother Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to come out like, it's not that I can't ever stay by myself, you know, be by myself. It's just like 2 days, like you said, 2.5 by yourself with nothing around. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't think I can do that. I can probably do that.
Just
When I
like-
was touring in Europe,
Yeah.
which we were doing it a lot. Now, if you leave for 2 weeks and then I come back, then I'm fine to stay 2 days by myself. But I need to have that experience in
Right.
order to stay 2 days by myself.
right.
Otherwise, I'm bored, you know. Because most of my thing is around music, you know. I really like doing that, and I do it again. I spend time myself while I do that, you know. And so after I'm like, okay, let's have a drink, you know. Let's go to the bar. Let's talk to the guy. Let's do this, you know. Let's
go mingle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, socialize. For real.
For real.
No,
For-
no,
real
you know,
people.
online.
Not
It's
just
just like,
not just,
Yeah.
you know,
just like
people
for
like
real,
you.
you know, like real talk, real facts, you know, not bullshit online all the time.
Real fags.
No, not
Facts.
Oh, facts.
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 Said facts.
Facts. Okay.
Wow.
Facts.
Wow.
It didn't.
I
sound
wouldn't
like
say
that.
that.
I know. That's why I was like,
Like,
Sonny would
what?
never say that. How dare you?
No, I wouldn't say
How
that.
dare you, Max?
No, real facts, not like the online thing, you know, the
Yeah.
pretending that everything is cool and everyone is friends when it's not like that,
Yeah.
you know. So
No worries. I think maybe that sounds like a good song to like write. You know.
oh yeah, I mean, you could write like probably an anthology around that. It's like considering what's going on
Right.
now
Yeah.
with people and everything that is around. It's like to have content. It's pretty easy if you are on the other side. Meaning, if you don't support what's popular, it's easy for you to have a lot of content. You know, if you support that, you're probably dead in your mind.
Well, yeah.
It's like there's nothing to say, and it's so sad because if you write, let's take Facebook for example, all the posts. You know, I use Facebook as a test, literally. If I post a picture of my kid, I get 200 likes or stuff like that. If I post a link on my music, just the music, doesn't go even close to that. That shows people that they don't really care right now in this particular time. They don't really care about what's going on, like art-wise. You know, they need to see the visual thing. It needs to be visual. It needs to be lame most of the time. It needs to be really stupid. You know, and then people are interested. You need to use it as a tool, like for real. That's a test. You see it every day. If I post that I'm going to a Mexican party, I get 300 likes because I said I'm going to a Mexican party. But if I
Mexicans
post a
just call
song
it
who says down and dirty, which you should listen to that while you're fucking or shit like that, and enjoy a little bit more something real, something dirty, something, you know, whatever you want to call it, people are like, you know, get offended.
But what you got to do is you got to merge them. You say, I'm going to a Mexican party. I'm going to listen to this song to get me.
Well, which is kind of like what I did, but that's just like you know. I mean, I write everything that is in my mind, right? But then it's funny.
It's very fluid.
And when you're there, you're just like, that's exactly how it goes. While for me, it's social media. In the end, it's a free way to should be, in my opinion, a free way to promote yourself. Now I understand that someone has family and they just keep in touch, you know, and they're just like I have family in Europe, and that's a way, like if you want to. But for me, it's literally just a tool that I use to promote what I do. That's mostly what I care, you know. But people in general, I don't notice this only on myself. I mean, let's be honest. There are a lot of artists out there that they are huge, okay? Yeah. They are out. They've been out since 25, 30 years. They pay for likes most of the times. Yes. I know that. It's like it just doesn't go. The gap between how many people like the page and how many people interact on it, they actually pay for it. Mm-hmm. That is ridiculous.
Yes.
You know,
it was very funny. This past Saturday, I went to a gifting suite. This woman, Denise Culp, who puts on these great gifting suites for the Grammys and the Oscars and AMAs and things like that. And you've been to them. You know, you walk in and there's an announcer, and he announces you, and he says, you know, he's Max Wassa from this, and this, you know, like blah, 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 and everybody claps and blah, 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 and then you move on.
Then you feel all special,
right? You feel you feel special for 14 seconds,
right?
But you know, as I'm going through, I hear him announcing this girl, and her only credit is that she's a social media starlet.
Right.
She's never been in a film. She's, you know, so, you know, John Sayles was standing next to me, and, you know, the great John Sayles, and I turned to him, I looked at him, we both like cocked our heads, like, what?
I know
why is this person even here?
That's just the way it is. But you know, but that's crazy. All about like it's crazy, like being popular, even with this stupid video that you put online. You know, it's just like you get some people, and unfortunately, those are real sometimes. Like they get like 1 million hits,
right,
on anything stupid, like extremely stupid. That when I was a kid, if you did something like that, and I talk to my friend about this all the time, you would have been on the corner, not on the spot, like on the spotlight, on the corner. People would have been just like, that's lame.
Yeah.
I don't need you. We don't need to see that. Now it's the opposite. Literally. It's crazy. And I mean, I get it. Some people make money out of that, whatever it is. You know, it's just like, for me, it's crazy. I just don't understand it. And it hurts, to be honest with you. For me, it does, because sometimes you feel like you're losing a battle every day. You know, it's just kind of like you're doing this in a way. I'm not saying people need to love my music. That's not the point. I'm just saying in general, something that is genuine, you know, and that is not stupid. Because I don't consider stupid what I have. You might not like it, but I don't think it's stupid. On the other hand, there are many things that are stupid, and everyone is supporting that. Yeah. People get paid for that. And it's sad. I mean, think how sad it is, you know, they're popular because whatever they did, like you said. The girl didn't do anything, and she's famous on some social media, so she's there.
Yeah, it's shocking.
You know? Hopefully I'm like that. Who's that? He's Turtle. Well, why is he famous? He's on social media. I'm like, yeah, I made it. I made it.
No. Yeah. But you're famous for many other reasons.
I am. I'm just, in general, just famous. Right. Was he famous for just being famous? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's famous for...
Yeah.
Being with me.
There's so many things, you know.
I think it's the other way around, Max.
Oh, is it?
I think it is.
It's, okay.
Yes.
All right. So says you.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes us us. We're both.
And
like,
here's the thing. I don't want to be serious all the time because I do realize that I am kind of a serious person. I mean, I enjoy my time. Here's the thing: is like I like to have fun with people and everything else. It's just like I don't think there's a lot to have fun with right now. That's my point of view. I don't think there's a lot to laugh about. And then I come out like the sad one. It's not that I'm sad. It's just like I just see what's going on, and I'm the kind of person that I don't pretend to be funny. I don't want to be funny because I have to. I don't want to be nice because I have to.
Right.
If you're nice, I'm nice. Like, I talk to everyone, like everyone. I never even if you get like some weird message sometimes, I still always reply, and I think everyone should do that, just being nice. But at the same time, I can't fake and be always nice and put all this positivity out there because I don't believe in that. In this moment, I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a lot to laugh. That's
Turtle's kind of like that.
What do you mean?
Well, you're kind of miserable.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm not. I'm not. When was the,
When was the last time you cried?
Oh man. When was it? I was watching, I think, a game. Oh yeah, it was. I was listening to Vince Scully, and I was just saddened because I was listening to the opening day, and I know that sounds really weird.
No, that's understandable. But I would cry. I cried
because I was listening to it on the radio, and I was just like really like, man, this is it. This is final opening day. This is his last year, and like. It was sad for me because I was like I'll never get another opening day ever like this, So yeah, that kind of brought tears. And just looking back at his career, I was watching this little thing about his career, and I mean I already know about it, and I already but just watching it again just really was really cool, and I it brought tears to my eyes.
What about you, Sonny? When was the last time you cried?
Last time I cried, I don't know. I felt really sad when Bowie died.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt really sad when Prince died, when Lemmy died. This 2016 has been like a disaster.
The worst year
Are you
ever.
kidding me? It's the year to die, man. If you're gonna die,
Yeah, I
die
guess so.
2016.
Famous deaths in 2016.
It's what is it? It's the fact that I was talking with my dad about this last week. It's the fact that I don't think we will ever have anyone like those kind of people.
No.
Those icons. Those we will not have that. And it reminds me when I was a kid, and reminds me the vision that I had towards that, the excitement that I have, and I don't know. I guess another vision towards the world in general. So it kind of puts me in a certain spot, like with different kind of emotions.
Right.
I guess that was probably like when Bowie died. It was like one of those moments that you're like, like, man, I remember when I was a kid. It literally puts you in a spot that you don't. It's not connected only by music. It's the history of that time, what was going on, and I think the hope towards certain things. So yeah, I believe that was the time. Last time I think I cried. Didn't cry.
It's a weird thing now in our industry because the kids today, what are they going to look up to?
I really don't know.
What icons are they going to have? Because first off, there's nobody that the kids are not wrapping themselves around artists anymore.
Exactly.
So there's no artist loyalty. There's no, musical or even sports team loyalty anymore.
Right.
Everybody's so spread out and
Well, there's a huge void. That's just what it is. There's a huge void.
And the more junk that is, pumped into our brains, the less, connected that all of us are going to be.
Well, because the biggest problem is that, and I think Tony Visconti said that in an interview that I saw lately. I believe he's like, it's not that out there we don't have anyone anymore like the Beatles or like this or like that. It's just that who is on top.
Right.
doesn't want that kind of music or band to go out.
Mhm.
It's controlled.
Yes.
They just don't want to. Because someone like that in the past, they literally had a lot of power. Okay, that it was another time, okay, in life, but they had a lot of power. They could move like masses, you know. Whoever is on top, they don't want that unless it's something stupid. That's what's going on. It's sad. It is really sad, you know. I ask myself like more than once, like about my daughter, for example. I'm like, who's she gonna like one day?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it's sad for me. Obviously, I think a lot of time about music, but that goes with movies too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I see a lot of things now that I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it is sad, but music-wise, though, it went like really bad,
Yeah,
really,
it's,
really
it's
bad.
scary. You know, today I'm supposed to be on a callback for Justin Bieber video,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him I couldn't do it because I have to do radio. I have to do something actually real, and no offense to Justin Bieber, because out of all of the young stars, I like him the best because he's the realist. He actually is, whatever he does and he says, he owns up to it. And
See, I don't know because I can't really speak about that.
yeah, I mean, as far as his music goes, I'm not, totally, a big fan because I'm more of a rock fan. But, but I have respect for him as an artist. And as a kid growing up in front of all of these eyes and everybody expecting him to do something, he's the only one who I've seen actually, be in a star-like situation.
See, here's the thing. Like I said, I really don't know a lot about him, except for the facts that yeah, I see like on the news, right? Okay, this or that. I just think that I don't know. I can't look at someone like that to represent anyone. I just don't see that, you know. Still, I'm not this old school guy. I'm not talking about hey, we should just have like, hardcore, hard rock or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about here, you know. It's just like I don't give credit to most of these new artists out there, you know, from the face to everything that's around. But that's me, you know. I mean, I'm not here being just like you shouldn't listen to Justin Bieber. I'm just like, do whatever you want. But
Right.
my point of view is that we have too much of that and nothing of something else.
Exactly.
That is my complaint.
Yeah.
You know,
In essence.
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But as far as stars,
Well,
go,
if you need icons, look, fine. I'll be the icon for the next
Yeah.
generation. All right, fine,
Right.
you
fine.
and
Why not?
your
Right? Who wouldn't?
low slung pants.
Right.
You love him.
Oh yeah. The drills actually made mention of your low slinging pants.
My low slinging pants.
Yes.
What did they say? That they were cool?
Well, you got up to go to the restroom and they were like kind of horrified.
Well, good. Good.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if they, if they were horrified, then I mean that'd be still cool too. I mean, thank you for the look. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean,
Put your
they
pants
said
up.
something. At the end of the day, I said something. There was an impression. Something was going on. So it's good.
Definitely. I didn't know. They should have
Better
told
to be
me.
ignore. you know?
Sometimes I don't even know what's going on with my pants situation.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
living my life, and then that happens. I didn't
And
know.
today someone noticed it.
Yeah. Hey, what can you do?